play video games? Is that what you said?
As long as you ask, I can do anything I want. You can't see me.
Oh God, we need to rise up. We need to rise up. Gamers have finally risen. No longer will we take shit about our high scores. We've gamified death. And now the world's gonna suffer. We told those bitches, stay out of our video games. Well, here it is. Sargon's dream has come true. Gamergate 2.0, here we come. All those politicians and feminists are about to learn a lesson. What happens when you fuck with somebody that plays way too much Bejeweled? Oh boy. Oh, there's been some funny things going on this weekend. Apparently, McLovin has decided to go on a kill spree in El Paso. And just rain havoc down on people. Oh, McLovin, why did you do it? You had your whole life ahead of you. Why did you leave Hawaii to go to Texas? Why did you go to Texas to kill immigrants on the border? I don't understand, McLovin. One day you're in a comedy movie. The next day you're slaughtering Mexicans at a Walmart. How did you come to this? How many sets were you thrown off of before you were finally like, they need to die? I'm sorry, this is it. These fucking immigrants, they need to fucking die. I've had enough. What a fucking shit show. 2 mass shootings this weekend, within the span of 24 hours. Now, I'm sure you've seen the hashtags. Lots of hashtags. Can I just say, just to start off, that I can't plan anything for shit? Because the moment I plan to do something that's going to be fun, it's going to be entertaining, right out the window. How are we going to cover Gale today? How are we going to cover sovereign citizens today? This week is so fucking packed full of crazy shit. That stuff's going to be next week. We've got 2 mass shooters today. Internet censorship all over the internet. And then we've got the socialist Democrats and their convention of jazz hands and snapping that we're going to be covering probably to Wednesday, I'm going to guess. Lots of crazy shit. But the craziest happened this weekend. The two shootings. Oh my God, all these people are dead. How tragic. Fucking white supremacists. Oh my God, these ethno-nationalist, neo-Nazi Trump supporters. Fuck Trump and his 2 scoops. I hate him. Start a hashtag. Tell all those fucking conservatives what we think of them. Oh, lots of dead people. Oh my God. It's these shit posters on the internet that's facilitating this. Oh, it's the memes. The memes are responsible. People and your jokes, your humor, your Trump supporting. Oh, killing immigrants. What are you doing? Going to nightclubs at night and shooting people? Must be a Republican thing. Oh, I know it's tragic. I know. My stance on spree shooters has always been the same. I think they're faggots, and I think they should be made fun of. That's just carte blanche. That doesn't change. But I think there might be a little bit more going on here. A little bit more going on with the El Paso kid. I don't even know what to call the. I don't even know what to call the other one. The Dayton Dingleberry. Is that boomer enough for you? I couldn't think of a D that just flowed. I couldn't alliterate that better for you. You're gonna have to stick with that one. These 2 shooters were the excuse needed for a majority of people to start unending amounts of hashtags about white supremacy, Trump terrorism, massacre Mitch, lots of juicy hot takes all over Twitter, all over Facebook, all over the internet. Of course, when you take a minute to maybe look into it just a little bit, just a tiny itty bitty bit, maybe some of that story starts to fall apart. Maybe some things start to look a little bit weird. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about all of it today. But, spoiler, sloppy job, Mossad. This would be the father of our El Paso killer. I don't know if you noticed anything about this. Take a minute, drink it in, look at his father, think what pops out at you when it comes to this particular individual. What's the first thing you maybe notice? Just, I'm going to give you a second, chat. I want you to catch up. I know there's a bit of a delay. Oh, what could be the hidden message here? Oh, what might be going on? I don't know. Are you ready? I'm trying to give you a chance to catch up. Be quick. But I'll let you in on the secret. I'll let you know what should pop out at you. Licensed therapist. That's what we're looking for. Underneath his name, licensed therapist. If you notice anything else, maybe you're good at spot the difference in Where's Waldo, but licensed therapist, that's what should be jumping out at you. What are you looking at, Mr. Crucius here? I couldn't believe it seeing this. Couldn't believe it reading into the background of this particular individual and just some of the crazy shit related to it. Oh, we're going to be talking about some fun things today. Goddamn. When the shooting started in El Paso, it was first reported as the Walmart at the mall. I'm listening to this, and I'm like, okay, it's the shooting happened at a Walmart. Okay, so we've got a Walmart, but it's at a mall. All right, so it must be attached. It must be inside the mall. Maybe some weird Texas thing. I don't know. Maybe Walmart's really fucking big down there. And they stick it next to the Sears and the Macy's. Who fucking knows? But no, the Walmart's not actually attached. It's all the fucking way across the parking lot. All the fucking way. It's like a block away. It's a block away from the mall. But at the mall itself, that's where all the news crews were. That's where all the filming was going on. And when you looked at pictures of people dead in the mall, clearly not a Walmart. So as the initial reports are coming in, I'm thinking, okay, maybe people are confused. Maybe the information's getting crossed. It's always a fog of war is what they call it, early days. Everybody understands how that works. That's why Sam Hyde's always listed as a fucking killer. Because the news is retarded and will say anything if you put it out there. I thought perhaps, okay, well, they're confused about the Walmart. They're a little messed up about their details. But no, apparently our killer decided to go guns a-blazing at the Walmart, killed people in the parking lot, and then apparently walked to the mall and killed people? I'm not 100% certain. I do know he turned himself in. We're all aware of the fact that this fine gentleman, McLovin, turned himself into the authorities. Now, a mass killing on its own gets a lot of attention. Spree shooter on its own gets a lot of attention. But it's when that manifesto started making the rounds. Woo! We had a little bit of fun. And I had the manifesto. I downloaded it. When I first read this, I thought, no, there's no way. This is a LARPing fanfic. This manifesto is a sort of just fanfic shit, some Mary Sue insert. Somebody having a little bit of fun, a little bit of trolling. Somebody wrote something just retarded and put it up online and just wanted to see if the press would run with it. But then the reports started coming in that the El Paso police chief, as well as the FBI, were saying, no, it's legitimate. Even more than that, the FBI had gone on to state that they were aware the shooting was going to take place, and they were trying to track down the perpetrator before he could do it, but they just weren't quick enough. Stating that the manifesto went up an hour or two before the shooting, and then they just couldn't find him. Just couldn't find him. Wow, the intel community just couldn't do it. What a shock. What a shock. What a shock. Oh, it's remarkable to me, I think, that with the amount of FBI and CIA agents that shitpost on 8chan, they weren't able to track him down. Half the IDs there are fucking intelligence community individuals. You saw that from the last shit show with Christchurch and other things when they were presenting information when an affidavit went through. And what do you get? You get a fucking intel officer, you get somebody in the federal government printing out threads on 8chan to present as court evidence for their affidavit. And there's nothing but screenshots that say you. Because they post there. They should post there. Now, our intelligence community likes to go onto message boards and apparently, based on what they were saying under this ID, bitch and rage about Russian bots and try to get you to go shit on Putin. That's where they're trying to direct you. So I guess it was another day at the office. This is back in the previous shooting where they're trying to convince people that Putin bad and Russian bots are everywhere. When somebody decided, I'm going to go fucking shoot people up. And then the FBI agent or CIA agent or whoever the fuck it was like, oh shit, everybody's going to know I shitpost over here now. What am I going to do? This is why I stick to 4chan. 8chan, half of it's the intel community. you don't know. You don't know if the guys who's screaming 1488 is just a really dedicated ethno-nationalist, or if that dude has been in the fucking CIA for 20 years. You don't know who you're shitposting with, especially when they say, "Come join us in Discord." Come on, come join us in Discord. Let's talk about bombing a Starbucks to teach those Jews a lesson. Come on, young man, join me in Discord. You can trust me. I'm your buddy, ain't on? I'm your buddy, the shitposter from the thread. Join me in Discord and let's talk about terrorism. Oh, what is going on? So, manifesto. Publishes a manifesto. Apparently, it's probably legitimate. I really didn't think it was at the time. Let me pull this up. I had this up earlier, and then I've lost it. Oh, God, Jim, what are you doing? We're going to read the manifesto, then we're going to watch some news coverage. There's a lot to do today. It's going to be a long stream. So just grab a coffee, relax. Let's talk about mass shooters. You're the only place that has it, really. What the fuck? I'm sorry, Chad. You're going to have to give me a second. I've got to pull this up now. I had a copy, and now I don't have a copy. If you have a copy of the 4-page manifesto. Oh, okay. All right, there we go. For some reason, the only location that publicly has a copy of a Spree Killer's manifesto is Know Your Meme. Are you kidding me? Fucking mods on 8chan and 4chan are pulling this down, but Know Your Meme has a copy of the fucking manifesto. What clown world shit is this? Okay, well, let the Jannies on the extreme dark message boards remove the manifesto while the fucking Redditor faggots at Know Your Meme have bigger balls and will post the fucking manifesto because they don't give a shit. Okay. Okay, whatever. We'll roll with it. That's fine. All right, so let's read this. It's 4 pages. It's a little bit long, but not too long. Let's get in the mind of our killer. Let's get in the mind of our hardcore parkour. Uber terrorist. Let's see what he's got to say. Let's drink in his wisdom. Oh, of course. And once again, I fucked it up. I fucked it all up. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, embarrassing. All right, I think that should bring it up. I'll read it to you. It should be full screen enough. This is, again, the alleged manifesto, which I didn't believe was real, but apparently El Paso Police Chief and the FBI have said there is a manifesto, and I'm guessing this is the manifesto that was posted. So let us read along. I hope you're ready, chat. The inconvenient truth. Oh. Already know it's off to a good start. About me. In general, I support the Christchurch shooter and his manifesto. It's just like an Amazon book review for spree killers. I'd rate his manifesto a 4 out of 5. It was pretty good for a first try. Not really worth the price of $20. But hey, kid, it was a good shot. This attack is a response to the Hispanic invasion of Texas. They are the instigators, not me. I'm simply defending my country from cultural and ethnic replacement brought on by an invasion. Cultural and I just like to... Can I just put this picture up here? Okay, this is his dad. Talking about cultural and ethnic... Again, licensed therapist. I don't know if you're reading other things into this. It's not my fault. I'm only just merely pointing out an interesting tidbit. All right, let's go back to this. Some people will think the statement is hypocritical because of the nearly complete ethnic and cultural destruction brought to the Native Americans by our European ancestors. But this just reinforces my point. The natives didn't take the invasion of Europe Europeans seriously. And now what's left is a shadow of what was. My motives for this attack are not at all personal. Nothing personal, kid. He teleports behind Hispanics in Walmart with a katana. Actually, the Hispanic community was not my target before I read The Great Replacement. This manifesto will cover the political and economic reasons behind the attack, my gear, my expectation of what the response will generate, and my personal motivations and thoughts. Who do you think his original target was? Hispanic community was not my target before I read. Now, maybe he means he just never planned on doing this, but then he read that? Or maybe he means he had another target and then decided to switch it up a little bit and go with the Hispanics. What do you think, chat? How should we read that? Which version of that interpretation do you think is the most accurate? I don't know. Political reasons. In short, America is rotting from the inside out, and peaceful means to stop this seem to be nearly impossible. The inconvenient truth is that our leaders, both Democrat and Republican, have been failing us for decades. No shit. Politicians don't get the job done. Who saw that? They are either complacent or involved in one of the biggest betrayals of the American public in our history, the takeover of the United States government by unchecked corporations. I could write a 10-page essay on all the damage these corporations have caused. But here's what's important. Due to the death of the baby boomers, the increasingly anti-immigrant rhetoric of the right, and the ever-increasing Hispanic population, America will soon become a one-party state. So wait, is he saying the boomers are what are saving you from immigration? Due to the death of the baby boomers, America will... Okay. The pandering heavily to the Hispanic voting bloc in the first Democratic debate, they intend to use open borders, free health care for illegals, citizenship, and more to enact a political coup by importing and then legalizing millions of new voters. With policies like these, the Hispanic support for Democrats will likely become nearly unanimous in the future. The heavy Hispanic population in Texas will make it a Democratic stronghold. Losing Texas and a few other states with heavily Hispanic populations to the Republican Party is also terrible. Many factions within the Republican parties are pro-corporation. Pro-corporation equals pro-immigration. But some factions within the Republican Party don't prioritize corporations over our future. Really? Which factions would those be? So the Democrats are nearly unanimous with their support of immigration, while the Republicans are divided over it. At least with Republicans, the process of mass immigration and citizenship can be greatly reduced. I don't know. Is he coming from an alternate Earth? Oh, okay. Well, that's our political reasons. Doesn't like the immigration and thinks well, okay, let's break it down. So what's his first point? Well, the Democratic Party is importing illegal immigrants and flooding certain states to take them over. You know, this is something that's actually been talked about by other people. Now, this isn't like he came up with this on his own. It's not like some new concept about turning certain states, if not red, or if not from red to blue, then at least purple, making them battlegrounds. How do you do that? Well, you redistrict is one thing, gerrymandering or jerry-rigging, whatever it is. But the other one is you flood it with new citizens. You get the new citizens in there, and then you find some way to facilitate their ability to vote. And those new citizens, these illegals, will be so happy, so grateful that you did this, you white savior, you, that they'll vote your party in and give you political power for as long as you want. Texas, I guess, would be a good example of that. I was going to say California, but California is already very leftist anyway. Florida is kind of in the mix as well, but you've got a lot of anti-Castro Cubans, and things are weird down there for different reasons. But that would be his first point. His second point. His second point is they all love sucking corporate dick, which I don't disagree with. I think the majority of politicians love sucking corporate cock. They love that money. The only politician I've seen in the last few years that's actually physically themselves done something would probably be Tulsi Gabbard, because she's suing Google. It's like and it's like a personal thing. It's not even a political thing. Tulsi just decided, fuck it, I'm going to sue him. I know Trump has made all these grandiose promises about how he's going to deal with these fucking tech companies, but he's not going to do shit. This problem's been going on for 4 years. And I know when he's talking about pro-corporation, he's not necessarily talking about tech companies, nor is he talking about the internet or censorship on the internet. But I'm talking about that, at least as an example of how these political parties operate. Okay, point one, too much immigration, trying to sway the vote for the future and lock down states so a certain party always holds power. Yeah, that's been talked about. Point two, politicians love sucking corporate cock. Who's going to disagree with that? I guess I would argue with point three here. The Republican Party's divided over it. They're not divided over shit. I don't think there's one decent politician left. The last decent politician, he's dead. Little Ross Perot is rotting in the ground right now. Okay, so those are his political reasons, but we have others. There are other categories. We've got economic reasons. And I just want to make sure here. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is page 1, page 2. All right. Let's hear the economic reasons. And, before we get into this, I just want to bring up this point. This is what I find bizarre about the manifesto. Was one of the things that made me think it wasn't legitimate. When the El Paso shooting started, when the information was starting to come out about who did it and why they did it, people looked at his LinkedIn profile, where he was talking about, I guess, his future career and what he wanted to do with his life, and his motivations and aspirations and all of that. And he essentially said he doesn't give a shit about working. He'll just do whatever. Who cares? He sits at the computer all day. Maybe he'll get a job in tech. So from a personal standpoint, it seemed like he didn't really care about working or the economy. Just kind of a fair weather dude. I'll just do whatever. Who gives a shit? It's not a big deal. But then you've got like 4 paragraphs talking about the importance of the economy and the economic reasons. And that's one of the reasons I thought, okay, this is bullshit. Because the guy that did this clearly is not really tuned into the job market, but nonetheless, here we go. Apparently it's real. Economic reasons. In short, immigration can only be detrimental to the future of America. Continued immigration will make one of the biggest issues of our time. Automation so much worse. Some sources say in under 2 decades, half of American jobs will be lost to it. Of course, some people will be retrained, but most will not. So it makes no sense to keep on letting millions of illegal or legal immigrants flood into the United States, and to keep the tens of millions that are already here. Invaders who also have close to the highest birth rate of all ethnicities in America. In the near future, America will have to initiate a basic universal income to prevent widespread poverty and civil unrest as people lose their jobs. Here's a fun fact, kids. This is Yang Gang shit. UBI. You know who else was... We're going to talk about some really weird shit. I want you to hone in on this. Just bizarrely. One of the witnesses from the Dayton shooting said that the individual that showed up had an AR-15 and wore ear protective, range earmuffs, whatever the fuck they're called, ear protectors. The individual that did the El Paso shooting, as you'll see, talks about his choice weapon being an AR-15 rather than the AK that he used. He also wore ear protection. Now you've got the El Paso shooter talking about Yang Gang UBI, and you'll find out the Dayton shooter tweeted about Yang Gang UBI. There's some very weird shit going on here. It's very bizarre shenanigans taking place here. A lot of coinkydinks happening here. I'm just a little fucking confused, I guess, as to how you could have one ethno-nationalist and the other fucking Antifa Satanist basically saying the exact same thing. It's very bizarre. I know, it makes you think, doesn't it, Chad? I see a lot of shrugging going on, a lot of confusion, a lot of clasped hands. Must be praying for an answer. Let me clasp my hands and pray for an answer as well. Joblessness in and of itself is a source of civil unrest. The less dependence on the government welfare system, the better. The lower the unemployment rate, the better. Achieving ambitious projects like universal healthcare and UBI would become far more likely to succeed if tens of millions of dependents are removed. Even though new immigrants do the dirty work, their kids typically don't. They want to live the American dream, which is why they get college degrees and fill higher-paying job positions. This is why corporations lobby for more illegal immigrants, even after decades of it happening. They need to keep replenishing a low-skilled labor pool. Even as immigrant children Or children flood skilled jobs. Corporations make the worst by lobbying for even more work visas to be issued to skilled foreign workers to come here. Recently, the Senate, under a Republican administration, has greatly increased the number of foreign workers that will take American jobs. Remember that both Democrats and Republicans support immigration and work visas. Corporations need to keep replenishing the labor pool for both skilled and unskilled jobs to keep wages down. So automation is a good thing, as it will eliminate the need for new migrants to fill unskilled jobs, jobs that Americans can't survive on anyway. Automation can and would replace millions of low-skilled jobs if immigrants were deported. The source of competition for skilled labor for immigrants and visa holders around the world has been made very difficult situation even worse for natives as they compete in the skilled job market. To compete, people have to get better credentials by spending more time in college. It used to be that a high school degree was worth something. Now, a bachelor's degree is what's recommended to be competitive in the job market. The cost of college degrees has exploded as their value has plummeted. This has led to a generation of indebted, overqualified students filling menial, low-paying, and unfulfilling jobs. Of course, these migrants and their children have contributed to the problem, but are not the sole cause of it. So that's a lot to break down there. But it sounds like he's saying a couple of things. One being, we need to get rid of the immigrants and replace them with machines, because no American's going to do those jobs anyway. Let's just make it a machine-driven. And once we get rid of the immigrants, after we replace them with the machines, all those Americans can get college degrees and get better jobs, and everybody gets UBI. What a utopic view of how things are going to break down. I don't think that's going to play out that way. I've talked about my fear of automation. I know Tucker Carlson and other people have talked about it as well. It's going to wipe out a lot of jobs. How are you going to retrain them? What are you going to do? The truck drivers, the Uber drivers, all that shit, when automated vehicles really start to kick off, when factories are replaced, when all the fast food and even basic restaurant services are replaced. What are you going to do with those tens of millions of fucking people? I don't think, personally, UBI is an answer to that. I think UBI is a terrible idea. The American lifestyle affords our citizens an incredible quality of life. However, our lifestyle is destroying the environment of our country. The decimation of the environment is creating a massive burden for future generations. Corporations are heading for the destruction of our environment by shamelessly over-harvesting resources. Sounds like okay. This has been a problem for decades. For example, this phenomenon is brilliantly portrayed in the decades-old classics, The Lorax. What? Hey, yo. I'm going to write this manifesto about killing these fucking immigrants at this Walmart. And let me quote some Dr. Seuss in this motherfucker. One fish, two fish. You dead, motherfucker. Welcome to Walmart. The Lorax. I want to talk about the environmental damage going on. Get me Dr. Seuss in here. What the fuck? No wonder this dude's bitching about college. His reading stopped at fucking the Lorax. Watersheds around the country, especially in agricultural areas, are being depleted. Fresh water is being polluted from farming and oil drilling operations. Consumer culture is creating thousands of tons of unnecessary plastic waste and electronic waste. And recycling to help slow down this is almost non-existent. Urban sprawl creates inefficient cities, with unnecessarily destroys millions of acres of land. We even use God knows how many trees worth of paper towels just to wipe water off our hands. Everything I have seen and heard in my short life has led me to believe that the average American isn't willing to change their lifestyle, even if the change only causes a slight inconvenience. The government is unwilling to tackle these issues beyond empty promises, since they are owned by corporations. Corporations that are also like immigration, because more people means a bigger market for their products. I just want to say that I love people of this country, but goddamn, most y'all are just too stubborn to change your lifestyle. So the next logical step is to decrease the number of people in America using resources. If we can't get rid of enough people, then our way of life becomes if we can get rid of them, it becomes more sustainable. Is this coming off like a leftist to you? Can we just take a minute to really listen to what this fucking guy said? It sounds like an Antifa eco-terrorist. Oh, the environment's bad. The environment's bad because those fucking corporations, man. They just want immigrants here because they can sell more paper towels. Fuck those corporations. Oh, you and your plastic using. Haven't you ever read the fucking Lorax? Don't you understand the earth is getting hot? I need to kill immigrants because Dr. Seuss told me to. What the fuck? I'm this is weird. Can I point out? But stop, be quiet. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I'm under invasion. The CIA has come for me. One moment, chat, as I fight off this menace. Yeah, that's right. You tell them. Okay. So we've got I swear to God, dog. I don't understand exactly what it is I'm reading here because it's not really coming off as you would expect it to. There's certain words I'm not. Maybe you've noticed there's certain words that aren't popping up that you might expect in a certain manifesto like this. Not showing up. Lots of talk though about that eco problem, about saving trees and shit. But I digress. We got a lot to cover, so let's move on. Let's move on to the gear. Main gun, AK-47, WASR-10. I realized pretty quickly that this isn't a great choice since it's the civilian version of the AK-47. It's not designed to shoot rounds quickly, so it overheats massively after about 100 shots are fired in quick succession. I'll have to use heat-resistant gloves to get around this. I don't want to burn my hands. Killing these people, I might get a blister on my thumb. I'm gonna need special gloves. 8M3 bullet. I don't know this gun shit. This bullet, unlike pretty much any other any other bullet, I guess, actually fragments like a pistol. Hollow point when shot out of an AK-47 at the cost of penetration. Penetration is still reasonable, but not nearly as high as a normal AK-47 bullet. The AK-47 is definitely a bad choice without this bullet design and may still be with it. Here we go. Other gun, if I can get it. An AR-15. Pretty much any variation of this gun doesn't heat up nearly as fast as the AK-47. The round of this gun is designed to fragment, or isn't designed to fragment, but instead tumbles inside a target, causing lethal wounding. This gun is probably better, but I wanted to explore different options. The AR-15 is probably the best gun for military applications. But this isn't a military application. Oh, it's almost like that's a taunt. You know, for all those people that believe in those conspiracy theories, that's almost like it's almost like, right? It's the best gun for a military application, but it's not a military application, is it, Goy? Like, why did he put that in there? All these conspiracy theorists are running out there saying this seems like maybe some shenanigans are up there, and then he throws that one in there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This will be a test of which is more lethal. Either it's fragmentation or tumbling. I didn't spend much time at all preparing for this attack. Maybe a month, probably less. I have to do this before I lose my nerve. I figure that an unprepared attack and a manifesto is better than no attack and no manifesto. Yeah, time is of the essence. All those people at Walmart probably using plastic cups. They need to be purged. Immigrants using paper towels. Give me my gun. What the fuck? Reaction. Statistically, millions of immigrants have returned to their home countries to reunite with their family they lost contact with when they moved to America. They come here as economic immigrants, not for asylum reasons. This is an encouraging sign that the Hispanic population is willing to return to their home countries if given the right incentive. An incentive that myself and many other patriotic Americans will provide. This will remove the threat of the Hispanic voting bloc, which will make up for the loss of millions of baby boomers. This will also make the elites that run corporations realize it's not in their interest to continue to piss off Americans. Corporate America doesn't need to be destroyed, but just shown they are on the wrong side of history. Come on. That if they don't bend, they will break. Okay, so we got an eco-terrorist quoting the Lorax, using phrases like wrong side of history, and saying shit like, it's not a military application. Wink, wink. All right. I you can see why I thought this was just somebody fucking around. I still don't believe this is real. I still don't believe this is the manifesto. It just can't be. Maybe this is somebody. Maybe somebody put this up for a laugh, and the real manifesto's out there. I don't know. This is the one everybody's passing around on the news sites. Personal reasons and thoughts. My whole life, I've been preparing for a future that currently doesn't exist. The job of my dreams will likely be automated. Hispanics will take control of the local and state governments of my beloved Texas, changing policy to better suit their needs. They will, in turn Texas into an instrument of a political coup, which will hasten the destruction of our country. The environment is getting worse by the year. If you take nothing else from this document, remember this. Inaction is a choice. I can no longer bear the shame of inaction, knowing that our founding fathers have endowed me with the rights needed to save our country from the brink of destruction. Our European comrades. Comrades. Really? Wrong side of history, comrades. All right. Our European comrades don't have the gun rights needed to repel the millions of invaders that plague their country. They have no choice but to sit by and watch their countries burn. America can only be destroyed from the inside out. If our country falls, it will be the fault of the traitors. This is why I see my actions as faultless. Because this isn't an act of imperialism, but an act of preservation. And America is full of hypocrites who will blast my actions as a sole result of racism and hatred of other countries, despite the extensive evidence of all problems these invaders cause and will cause. People are hypocrites because they support imperialistic wars that have caused more than... does this sound like it was written by a leftist? Wrong side of history, comrades, imperialists, right? Chat, tell me, am I wrong here? Is this... if you didn't know, this was from El Paso and all the hashtag... if somebody just read this to you and said, hey, I found this on a website, who do you think wrote it? What it would come off to you as? What is that? What does language remind you of? Okay, all right. Last page, page 4. Even if other non-immigrant targets would have greater impact, I can't bring myself to kill my fellow Americans, even the Americans that seem hell-bent on destroying our country. Even if they are shameless race mixers, massive polluters, haters of our collective values, etc. One day they will see the error of their ways, either when America patriots fail to reform our country and it collapses, or when we save it. But they will see the error of their ways. I promise y'all that. I am against race mixing because it destroys genetic diversity and creates identity problems. Also because it's completely unnecessary and selfish. Second and third generation Hispanics from interracial unions, from interracial at much higher rates than average. Yet another reason to send them back. Cultural and racial diversity is largely temporary. Cultural diversity diminishes as stronger and or more appealing cultures overtake weaker ones. Racial diversity will disappear as either race mixing or genocide will take its place. But the idea of deporting or murdering all non-white Americans is horrific. Many have been here. I find that reprehensible. Don't you talk to me about genocide. Excuse me. I have to go on a killing spree at Walmart. I have toddlers to murder at the fucking local Walmart. Don't you say genocide to me. Where's that mall? Where's my AK-47? Where's that mall? Genocide upsets me. Many have been here at least as long as the whites and have done as much to build a country. The best solution to this, for now, would be to divide America into a confederacy of territories, with at least one territory for each race. This physical separation would nearly eliminate all race mixing and improve social unity by granting each race self-determination within their respective territories. Yes, I think the balkanization of the United States, that's a good world policy. Let's make ourselves divided and weaker. Let's make a state. Okay. What state, champ, what territory do you want to give the blacks? How many nuclear missiles are under their control? My death is likely inevitable. If I'm not killed by the police, then I'll probably be gunned down by one of the invaders. Capture in this case is far worse than dying during my shooting, because I'll get the death penalty anyway. Worse still, is that I would live knowing that my family despises me. This is why I'm not going to surrender, even if I run out of ammo. Hey, spoiler alert, he did surrender. If I'm captured, it will be because I'm subdued somehow. Remember, it's not cowardly to pick low-hanging fruit. aka don't attack heavily guarded areas to fulfill your super soldier COD fantasy. Attack low security targets. Even though you might you might outgun a security guard or police officer, they likely beat you in armor training and numbers. Do not throw away your life on unnecessarily dangerous targets. If a target seems too hot, live to fight another day. My ideology has not changed for several years. My opinion on automation, immigration, and the rest predate Trump and his campaign for president. I'm putting this here because some people will blame the president or certain presidential candidates for the attack. This is not the case. I know that the media will probably call me a white supremacist anyway and blame Trump's rhetoric. The media is infamous for fake news. Their reactions to the attack will likely just confirm that. Many people think the fight for America is already lost. They couldn't be more wrong. This is just the beginning of the new fight for America and Europe. I am honored to head the fight to reclaim my country from destruction. There you go, folks. Wrong one. There we are. That was the manifesto, or the purported, alleged manifesto of the El Paso shooter. Apparently, inspired greatly by the Lorax to go kill immigrants in Walmart. Didn't know Dr. Seuss was so hardcore about that shit, but you don't recycle. You don't recycle. Cat in the Hat's coming by with an AR-15. It's going to murder your fucking immigrant family. He doesn't give a shit. Stop buying plastic. It's a problem. This is some of the goofiest shit I've read today. Loving it. I'm loving it. I'm Mick loving it. Mick loving it right now. Going on a kill spree. El Paso Walmart. Oh yeah, genocide bothers me greatly. I'm gonna go shoot up this local store now. You don't understand, man, how serious shit is. You have read the fucking Lorax. Why quote that? Why bring that up? Okay, I've got some chats here. Let me read through them here. Where are we here? Okay, from Lord X Rush. Jim, you're making this drive from Louisiana, Michigan enjoyable. Me and my employees are listening. Good luck. Don't stop at any Walmarts, whatever you do, especially if you like to use plastic. If you're not a recycler, you guys are dead. You got to be careful of those Lorax supremacists out there. Dangerous individuals, scary times. Desk Greenhorn, mock those gun-happy assholes relentlessly. We've got one from Loop'em. You listening to TRR and Ralph's lukewarm takes? No, I'm doing a stream right now. From CIA Nibba, you hear that MS Wetbread is running for Congress. No, that one, I guess, is escaped me. From Spotter Fuchs, hi, Jim. Have some lemons I got from Rolling Bagels. Delicious. What do we got here? No message attached to that one. From Sardi, Rip H.N. Q-Tards on suicide watch. Yeah, Q sees all this shit coming. Didn't see that coming, did he? From Gopnik, the earmuffs are to stop people deactivating them. Oh, that's right. You can't have people using those terms. From Gopnik again, his activation phrase was, I speak for the trees. You might be right. That might have been what he went with. You don't understand. I've got an insight here that you don't know. You tree-murdering motherfuckers. There's going to be death all around us. We live in clown world. We live in clown world. Am I the only one stunned? If you're going to write a manifesto, can I ask this? Why is it that all the people that talk about how much they hate shit that's going on, like this guy, I doesn't like immigration. Okay. The immigrants aren't the ones, the specific people at that Walmart aren't the fucking ones writing the policies. If you're going to go out in a blaze of glory, and you're talking about these globalist elites, why aren't you going after them? I mean, you're talking in your manifesto about how you're willing to do or die. You a 187 ride or die nigga. You ready to fight to the death for the honor of the motherfucking Lorax. So how come you're not driving a van down a Rothschild's gate? Huh? How come you're not doing a fucking badass ninja flip out of a helicopter over the mansion of some other established family that might be setting policies? Huh? What? No, you're going to a Walmart and shooting a bunch of motherfuckers because you're upset about plastic? And you're going to try to convince me it's for the greater good? You don't understand. Step 1, murder these Mexicans at this fucking Walmart. Step 2, balkanization of the United States. You're missing a lot between steps 1 and 2. At least the Christchurch shooter kind of explained what he was going with the accelerationism. This has nothing in it. It goes from fucking Lorax to balkanized United States, ethno-states, cooperating and existing together. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing a lot here. From Matt, no. Wait, the shooter saying gamers rise up was a joke, right? Oh, we'll get to that. We're actually going to get to that next. Trick P, I know this is late, but what are your thoughts on Brad Jones drama? I'm completely unaware of it. I've been busy with this all weekend. From Malone Dick 117, Jim, if you have the time, watch the short video about the Democratic Socialists of America. It's ridiculous and belongs in an episode of South Park. I've actually downloaded all of them. There are about 3 or 4 days worth of it. We're going to probably cover it on Wednesday. From HTRTU, seems like a good time to resurrect your idea of making a series on spreetards. The UFO answer, if the shooter can write a 10-page essay about how corporations have damaged American life, what's your excuse for your lack of essays detailing your feelings on Dr. Randomer Camp? He's got me there. HTRTU again, did you ever read The Lorax? I wouldn't even shoot you. And from Ronson, this cannot be real. If this Nibbit just posted some mad cringe. I don't know what to tell you, Chad. I suspect some shenanigans. A lot of people got a weird gut feeling. I'll just say it like that. That some strange shit going on with these particular recent shootings. Just some very bizarre things. Hard to really pinpoint. I got a feeling there's other things maybe going on. What could those things be? What might those motivations be? I don't know. Very strange. Very, very bizarre. Hard to point out. Who knows? Sorry, Chad. I'm just amused at how bizarre this is. So, a lot of people dead. And somebody brought this up in one of the chats, so I should probably pull it up. Oh, boy. Hopefully I have this saved. I think I saved.
We take it out of text.
No. Okay. Yeah, I think this is the full version. I'm looking for the full one. Okay.
In custody.
So, as this is going on, I'm sure most of you are aware, everybody's seen this take place. Listen, mainstream media is fucking retarded. They're all in a race with one another to get details out first. They all want to contact people. They all want people on the scene. They want the photos and the videos first. They will fight for it because it puts their name in prominence. I'm the one that found it first. It's a mentality that it runs very deep in mainstream media. And so they open themselves up to getting fucked with. And, well, what do you know? During El Paso, during this shooting, something may have happened. I don't want to spoil it too much, but we had a witness call in. Had a lot of hardcore details about the shooting. Give us a little insight into what this El Paso terrorist was up to. This was on NBC fucking News. So let's take a look and listen.
In custody. Now, I am joined on the phone right now by Diego. Diego, you were at the Cinemark movie theater watching a movie when this happened. What can you tell us?
Yes, sir. I was watching a movie, and when we were watching it, halfway through, we'd heard fireworks, what it seemed to be fireworks, and quickly we realized there were gunshots. My granddad, he was a Vietnam veteran. He said, "Look, we got to get out of here." We rushed out of the theater, excuse me. And the managers had told us that we couldn't leave, but there were others that were telling us what the shooter had looked like and what exactly was going on. There were tons of people rushing in the movie theater trying to seek refuge, mainly from the Walmart across the way.
And you said people were telling you what the shooter looked like. What were they telling you?
Yes, sir. I inquired directly with my aunt. She was in the Walmart at the time, and she.
This dude slow rolls his ass. By the way, I like that. He doesn't just jump in there with Baba Booey or some other retarded shit. Just kind of gradually eases in. Let's the graphics guy get the voice of the witness fucking background up. Lets the host kind of relax and get into it. You know, just, hey, I'm really a witness to this. Let me tell you what's going on.
He told me that the shooter was carrying some sort of like assault rifle looking gun that looked like an AK, and he had these glasses with leopard prints. They had leopard prints on them, like he had bought them at a gas station. She said. What the gunman was saying throughout the shooting, she said that he appeared like he was in a sort of rampage. He was shouting that gamers need to rise up and we need to make a new revolution. Some crazy words like that. And my aunt was babbling.
Did you say gamers need to rise up, as in people who play video games? Is that what you said?
That's right. Chad, can I get a rise up? Can I get a gamer's rise up? It's time, Sargon. You got your wish. Kekarinos, Gamergate 2 is here. Gamers need to rise up and start killing people in the name of the Lorax. It's happened. It's happening now. That's right, rise up, chat. These bitches need to know Call of Duty is ours.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't play video games myself, but that is what my aunt told me. She had said that the gunman had said, "Gamers rise up, and we need to create a new revolution or something along the lines of that."
And your aunt is okay?
Yes, she's okay.
What else did she?
Talking to EMTs.
Okay, what else did she tell you? What else did she see?
When she was in the Walmart, there were tons of people stumbling across to get away from the entrance. That's where the gunman had came in. The gunman had an assault rifle, like I said, and he was just shooting people down indiscriminately. My aunt said that he was targeting mainly Hispanics, and he said, he said many derogatory racist things against Hispanics and some things about Jews, and he mentioned a site called 8chan.
Uh-oh. The shooter, as he's mowing people down in the Walmart and screaming, "Gamers rise up." Also, we're getting a little, dropping a link to wake people up. Here's some red pills. Excuse me, sir. I know I killed 32 Hispanics around you and you're sitting in a pool of blood, but you need to rise up and visit 8chan so you can learn about the Jews.
In his ravings.
Okay, so that's according to your aunt who was there at the Walmart. You were at the movie.
Yes.
You were at the movie theater, and you said they stopped the movie. Where did you guys go immediately? Did they bring up the house lights? Did somebody come in? What happened? Did you just go through the exit? What did you do?
The manager himself had came in. I believe that our other employees were doing the same. They had turned on the house lights. They had ordered us all out of the theaters and into the main room while they had locked down the area.
Okay, were you in fear that this was happening at the movie theater, or did you realize this was somewhere else? What were you thinking?
Yes, I had assumed that there was another gunman because I was hearing more shots. I don't know if it was from a different gun, but there were more shots, particularly to the west. I had a compass on my phone. I looked, and there were gunshots coming from the west. I would like to put that on note.
Okay, so I believe from the movie theater, the Walmart is to the west of the movie theater, is it not?
Yes.
Okay, and so how long were you there in the movie theater, and what did they tell you?
They had told us that we need to stay put because if we go outside, that there was a potential risk that we might get shot, and particularly raped by African migrants.
Listen, we're chilling out. NBC is so retarded. Listen, all right, here's the story, guy. I'm a witness. Let me tell you my story. So this dude in leopard print glasses screaming about the Jews and the Lorax, telling gamers they need to rise up. I couldn't leave the movie theater, NBC. I was terrified. And I was specifically told by the movie theater management that if I walked outside, I would be ass raped by African immigrants. Listen to his reaction to this, too. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Might get shot, and particularly raped by African migrants.
Okay, and...
Okay, weird thing for the movie theater manager to tell you not to get ass raped by African immigrants outside at the shooting. Huh. Any other details you and your aunt have for us? I'm NBC. I'm fucking handicapped. Can't tell that I'm getting fucked with relentlessly for 4 minutes on television.
And Diego, what are your thoughts on all of this? We've been talking to everybody nobody can believe this happened.
This dude asked the follow-up, what are your thoughts? After he drops a golden line like, people are getting ass fucked by African immigrants in the parking lot during a mass shooting. NBC What the fuck? Was somebody in the control booth screaming into his earpiece, "Cut the call, you fucking idiot! Cut the call, you dumb motherfucker!"
Taken back, and I'm just, amazed that you're a real dumb fuck, aren't you?
I'm just amazed that you're a fucking dumb fuck. That about sums it up. This dude, gamers rise up, Jews, ass-raping African immigrants prowling the parking lots. He's still asking him for his deep thoughts on this. The guy had to call him a dumb fuck to get him to finally realize he's getting fucked with.
Okay, so that may not have been somebody, we may have just...
That may not have been. There's a possibility that was real, folks. There's a possibility that people are getting butt-fucked by Nigerians at this mass shooting. We can't confirm or deny it. I only can confirm that this particular witness thought I was a dumb fuck.
Okay, so that may not have been somebody, we may have just been lied to by all of that. So we'll go guard.
Maybe there's a possibility that I'm fucking handicapped and I just wasted 4 minutes of national airtime talking about butt-fucking Nigerians. And gamers rising up in my desperate bid to get information out to the masses ahead of ABC and NBC or MSNBC and CBS and CNN and all the others. My desperate, whorish nature to get the first details of a tragic event may have come to bite me in the ass. You may say I got my comeuppance, but we can't confirm or deny just yet that was fake. So, folks, if you're at this mass shooting site and you're in the parking lot, seek cover under cars. There are some Nigerians, some big dick Nigerians, that want to fuck that tight little white asshole. At least that's what this witness is telling us. How did they get into NBC? I'd love to know how the caller actually got this idiot to put him on national television. That is fucking amazing. Oh my God, what a fucking joke. What a joke, NBC. From Lord X Russ, Jim, if you ever move to Texas, we will asphalt pave your driveway. Also, where's Ross been? I don't know where the fuck Ross is. Last I heard, he got arrested. I don't know if that's true or not. I think he's sitting in some prison somewhere. From Ecstasy of Thinking, warning. Lynn Liu, the dog fucker, is back online. Finally from Lupum. Is this world being shot to pieces? Honk honk. And Lupum again. America is lost after that caller. Lol, it is a joke. Yeah, it's not the fact that he prank called a news organization. Like, you can do that. People have done that for fucking decades. It's the fact that he kept him on the line for 4 minutes talking about butt-fucking Nigerians. And the guy totally just went, yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool, bro. So our El Paso shooter, Patrick Crucis, does his thing. The manifesto gets read, the hashtags get started. As you can imagine, people talking about gun control, all the normal talking points that would happen after an event like this. And then people start digging in to his family. Now, usually what happens in these situations is a mass shooter does something stupid, and then everybody looks for his social media because they want to find funny shit to laugh at. I mean, that's just part and parcel, isn't it? So they go for the look, but they find his father. And you have to see this shit. I'm going to pull some stuff up. Let me grab this here. And we're just going to take a look at some of the things that have popped up about good old dad. And you can tell me, chat, what you think of these interesting things. You can see if you come to any conclusions on your own. These are posted up on Twitter with links to more of it. If you want to look into it more, it's up there. Let me find the exact moment here. Okay, so the shooter's father ran a YouTube channel about therapy. In fact, he was into this whole new holistic approach to crystal therapy. Now, when I first saw this, I thought, okay, well, how do we know that's his dad? Well, people found pictures of this guy and him. The geographical area is the same, the last name is the same, and there's always a potential this isn't his father, that there's another Crucis with a son named Patrick that looks like Patrick that lives near Allen, Texas. There's always a possibility that's the case. But others, others have reported. So let's take a look at what's popped up about dear old dad. I think the most interesting thing is another thing I should say too. Going to is this real or not? All the accounts have mysteriously gone. The YouTube channel's been taken down. Facebook channel's been taken down. And I know it's recent because the Google caches of these are still up. They don't just 404. They're not. There's no error related to them. They're still up. So it's fairly recent that this has happened. But let's look at some of the things that Dad talked about in his videos. Pull that down. Windows capture. Here we go. This was taken from one of his videos. We'll just listen to it and then see what we figure out.
I had a group of healers that were trained by John of God in Brazil who came through wanting to rent my space. I rented the space to them and helped them unload their van. We unloaded these large containers with something very heavy in them. I brought them all in and helping them unpack them, and they were crystal bowls. Big deal, because the crystal bowls, as you probably already know, will know very shortly, that changed the whole course of my therapy.
Okay, so Dad here is talking about John of God of Brazil did business with his followers. These followers came and rented some space, heavy containers with things inside them that changed his life. Well, who's John of God of Brazil? He's like, we should Google that. Here's a story from MSN. John of God faith healer kept teenagers as sex slaves and sold their babies. Well, that's a bit of a story. Let's read along. A celebrity faith healer, John of God, sold babies for thousands as he impregnated teenage slaves he kept at his rural gem mines and farms in Brazil. Come on. Dude. He became a wanted man after a bombshell late night chat show on Brazil's Globo TV network aired the accusations from 10 women. They operated a sick farming operation which exported babies on the black market. Again, let's just listen to what good old Dad had to say about this.
I had a group of healers that were trained by John of God in Brazil who came through wanting to rent my space. I rented the space to them and helped them unload their van. We unloaded these large containers with something very heavy in them. I brought them all in and helping them unpack them, and they were crystal bowls. Big deal.
Oh, I bet it was a big deal. Is crystal balls code word for something? I don't know. Let's not get too conspiratorial here. But I do find it a bit interesting that faith healer Dad here with the gigantic Star of David bookshelf is associated with a dude that ran a fucking child sex slavery ring and sold babies on the black fucking market. Find that a little bit weird. But there's more information that came about Dad here, as well as a picture you can see on the right-hand side there. There's Dad, and there's McLovin in the background. The father of the El Paso shooter is Brian Crucis, and big surprise, he's a therapist. Most people seem to be focusing on his more recent work as a weird New Age yogi. However, I'm more interested in his former role, director of dual diagnosis at a psychiatric hospital. The hospital was called Timberlawn. It was shut down by the government last year. Adults and children trying to recover from trauma, depression, or other mental conditions have gone to the hospital in East Dallas for help and found danger instead. Colette Reel's sister, 37-year-old Brittany Bennett, was known to be suicidal when staff left her alone. She hung herself on doorknobs that the hospital knew posed a risk. A 13-year-old girl who was a victim of past sexual abuse reported that another teen patient came into her room one night and raped her. They were put in rooms next to each other, despite the fact that a doctor had warned the boy that he needed to be watched for sexual aggression. Anybody noticing some interesting coincidences here? Timberlawn has been one of the few hospitals to treat large numbers of children and teenagers in the area. Also, this person is a cutard. But, yeah. So, let's see. What do we know? just from basic looking. Dad knew the new followers of John of God from Brazil, a man who ran a child sex slavery ring and exported babies on the black market, rented space to them, did business with them, also managed a hospital with a lot of children and teenagers that were victims of sexual assault who claimed that they were still being sexually assaulted at the hospital that was eventually shut down. I don't know. That's a hell of a coincidence. that's something. I don't know, chat. Am I taking the crazy pills? What the fuck is going on? Okay. Oh man. It's just a very weird little rabbit hole. From Lupum. I wonder how the media will actually cover this. And from Gobnik, you can't spell therapist without rapist. Well, that is a factually correct statement. That is a actually factual correct statement. From Jufro, it's just a coincidence. Don't think about it, Goy. From Malone Dick 117, it's not African migrants you should be worrying about. It's actually, glow-in-the-dark CIA naggers that our Lord and Savior Terry A. Davis warned us about. Well, it's true as well. From Ronson, this can't be real. If it is, this nibbit just posted some mad cringe. So that is our El Paso shooter. Now, I noticed some strange happenings around our El Paso shooter. Some awkward things. Again, maybe you've noticed them. I don't listen. I know which way conspiratorial-minded people will go. I'm talking to the Q people, talking about MK Ultra and triggered code words, and it's not going to really they're going to run wild with that because here you've got Dad, who has associations with a pedophile ring from fucking Brazil, working at a hospital where they got shut down for the child sex shit, and is a therapist. And you've got your eco-terrorist, the Lorax-loving McLovin going out to a Walmart to start the revolution. I don't know. Maybe there's some fire where that smoke is. Maybe they're not insane. Who knows? I want to hear. Well, Alex Jones probably won't talk about it because of the Sandy Hook lawsuit, but God, I'd love to hear him talk about it. I'd love to hear his takes on this. But sadly, I don't know if we're going to get him. I don't know if we're going to get those takes. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, we've been going for an hour now. I think I'm going to take a small break and grab a drink. Let me put this up here. There we go. Put on some background music, and we'll again. We had one shooting, and then in the span of maybe 17 hours, a second one, and the second one's even weirder than the first one. So we'll take a break, grab a drink, do what you got to do. Let me put some music on here. Oh, you know what? I know what's just some nice, easy listening. Yeah, that should do. All right. I'll be back in 5. So in the first hour, we covered the El Paso shooting, the manifesto, some of these strange things related to the shooter himself, from everything about talking about the Lorax and eco-terrorism, to the father's potential bizarreness. A lot of strange coincidences. But shortly following that first spree killing, mass shooter, whatever you want to call it, in El Paso, there was another one that took place in Dayton. Now, the second shooting had multiple fatalities as well, multiple injuries as well. And if you thought the hashtags had kind of started out with, Trump terrorism and white supremacy America and end guns now and all these different tags that kind of pop up, if you thought they were going strong before, they went into overdrive with a second one so closely together, especially when they found out it was a goddamn white male that did it. Oh, we've got a pattern of behavior, man. The blue check marks were just, they were just ejaculating all over Twitter. It was like the biggest orgasmic experience of their life. They got it. Trump is done. He's finished. No more 2 scoops for you. No scoops at all. Oh, you little mega Kekistani 4chan trolls, you're all done. It's over. No, you're done. You're finished. Get the fuck out of here. And that went on for a while until, just like last time, details started coming out about the shooter. And this is my favorite out of the two. I mean, the first one's fucking weird, but this one, goddamn, just goddamn. I'll show you where this started for me, at the very least. The Dayton shooter, people, again, like I said, every time there's a shooting, every time something happens, people want to go find information. They want to find out who this is, especially social media, so they can find the followers and likes and tweets and Facebook and YouTubes and all that shit. So people started digging around, and they found something interesting. They found this. Breaking. Twitter account I Am the Spookster shows Dayton shooter was self-described leftist who supported Antifa. Uh-oh. He, him pronouns, anime fan, metalhead, leftist, I'm going to hell. I'm not coming back. Oh, it's so edgy. Get on it. They posted a lot of photos on this. Is, I think, how people ended up confirming this is a person. Posted a lot of photos of themselves going way far back. Many selfie for Satan. Hail Satan. Satan tweeting. Here's some of the retweets they've got from, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Faintest. I could make a joke about our government, but I'd much rather you lot pick up arms. Here's another one from Black Aziz Anazi. Share this post if you are ready for cold boy winter. It's showing Antifa in the streets. Uh-oh. Oh, that's going to hurt the narrative a little bit. I think my favorite out of all of it, because I took the time to go, I was like, okay, maybe this really is his account. I took the time to go look at who he was following and who was following him. And this is my favorite out of all of it. Sweetie, Pookums. It looks like, Sweetie, your followers are killing people in the streets. Bess? I don't know if you remember Bess, but Bess was this Sweetie poster who would constantly interject every time something bad happened and blame it on Trump. Looks like this dude was a big fan of Bess. I love it. Oh, that one. I think that one hurt Bess a little bit. I think that was a little hard to recover from. Heavy.com reported it. Other people. Oh, wow, they. Okay, Twitter. I see you don't like me posting that picture. I understand. So it turns out our gunman might be a bit of a leftist. Might be out there doing some shenanigans, doing some things they shouldn't be doing. Sadly, as always happens in these cases, regardless of who does what, their account is now gone. Luckily, people had so much time to screen cap and archive it, and just scroll through followers and who was being followed, that they couldn't really get around it. There's just too much there for them to try to sweep that particular one under the rug. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Oh, that's gonna hurt a little bit. Oh, my another thing that I really liked was something that appeared on Heavy's Twitter feed in relation to this guy. Read this one for just the most irony ever recorded in human history. More details on the Twitter profile of Dayton shooter Connor Betts. He also tweeted about wanting gun control and new gun laws after previous shootings. Come on! Come on! Are you fucking kidding me? So, a leftist Antifa Satanist with proper pronouns who wanted gun control went out and shot a bunch of people. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, sloppy job, Mossad. What are you doing? Oh, my God. As you can imagine, that kind of killed that hashtag real quick. All of a sudden, those blue check marks, they weren't so happy. They weren't so interested in going out and going off on tangents about how terrible white nationalists are shooting innocent people everywhere. As more details on these two shooters started to emerge, it's almost like they got embarrassed and stopped talking about it, especially Dayton. Especially Dayton. Oh, this weekend has been something else, man. Just the amount of crazy shit going on. And just the reaction to it. Those hashtags were pure gold. Just reading through them was something else, I'll tell you. Let's see here. I don't know why. For some I'm going to show you this. I love it. Twitter, can you explain to me what exactly you have a problem with in regards to this? Okay, look at this. Just look. This media may contain sensitive material. What do they not want you to see? These news stories are 2 hours apart, 3 hours apart. On the left, Patrick Crucis. On the right, Patrick Carusis. slight differences between them. That's too sensitive for you to read. These two headlines too sensitive for you to read. Can't read them. Can't read them. Don't want you getting confused. Oh, this is some clown world shit, man. This is some clown world shit we're living in. And just to go back further to the point where I'm pretty sure I have this up and viewable here. I think I pulled it off maybe a NeoGAF thread where they were talking about it. Here. This was from the original, going through HN affidavit. Not only did they print out and rescan screenshots of the pull thread, but there are several U's in the thread. God, our intelligence community has never been more incompetent. And sure enough, if you go through and read this from back during the Christchurch shit, you see the U's. You can clearly see them. What the fuck? Oh, I'm just shocked and amazed. Shocked and amazed. This is happening. What's going on? Now, people had brought up a little bit ago that Ralph was doing a morning stream that he had Hot Wheels on, and that plays into all of this as well, because of course it does. Now, 8chan has been the dumping ground for at least 2 or 3 manifestos. After multiple shootings and people posting on 8chan 8poll about it, there was a certain push by blue checkmarks on Twitter to deal with it. They wanted 8chan to be brought to justice. I've got a few examples for you. Take a look at them. Here's one from Julia Carey Wong. One reason that 8chan is able to exist on the web is the protection it receives from Cloudflare. I've reached out to CEO East Dakota to see if the company might change its mind about providing services to 8chan in the wake of today's attack. Now we've got our boy, Brianna Wu, politician, Gamergate survivor. 3 mass shootings have been planned and executed from 8chan. The FBI could restore public confidence by immediately arresting 8chan founder Frederick Brennan and prosecuting him. His crimes include hosting child porn, facilitating terrorism, and sharing stolen credit cards on 8chan. And just one more example here. This probably is my favorite because of the word salad associated with it, from Ben Collins. I think he works for the New York Times or some outlet. This is an outstanding piece by I Write OK about the concept of high scores on 8chan, where white nationalist terror has been gamified by lonely white men seeking identity and acclaim, using the only vocabulary and success metric that they know. That's okay. 8chan white nationalist neo-Nazi incels gamifying terrorism because it's the only words they know. Gamers, rise up. I understand you. I am Ben Collins. I understand what's going on here. High scores has never been used on any other website. 8chan invented it. And it's a gamification by white men seeking identity. Oh. Now, you would think, okay, well, they're just pissing in the wind, right? They're pissing in the wind because they're always going to bitch. Anytime they get a chance to take a shot, it's going to be the shot they take, and maybe we'll take it down, maybe we won't, but of course nothing's going to happen. Why would anything happen? Well, they weren't alone in voicing their displeasure at the direction 8chan has taken. Founder and former owner and admin of 8chan, Frederick Brennan, the one Brianna Wu wanted arrested. 8chan is a megaphone for gunmen. Shut the site down, says its creator. Hot Wheels just jamming that knife in. Oh, fuck you, incels. Right in the back. Wow. And if it couldn't get any worse, if it couldn't become more ridiculous, you've got the former owner saying shut it down. You've got other people saying Cloudflare needs to end their business with them. Sure enough, within an hour or so of the blue check marks, really pushing it. Really pushing it. This was posted by a reporter at the New York Times. Breaking, Cloudflare CEO East Dakota tells me the company is cutting off 8chan's access to its DDoS protection. After all, a big reversal from earlier in the day. There are other DDoS protection services, so this doesn't mean 8chan is going offline for good, but the ban, which kicks off at midnight tonight, will make it harder to keep the site online in the short term. Cloudflare debated what to do about 8chan all day. Matthew Prince, Cloudflare's chief executive officer, said the decision to shut off 8chan's protections was made after determining that the site had allowed an environment of violent extremism to fester, and that 8chan ignored complaints about violent content in a way that larger platforms, such as Facebook and Twitter, have not. We've seen a pattern where this lawless community has demonstrated its ability to create real harm and real damage. Mr. Prince said of 8chan, if we see a bad thing in the world and we can help to get in front of it, we have some obligation to do that. There's a big, interesting debate here about which layers of the internet should be responsible for banning extreme content. Everyone mostly agrees ISPs shouldn't be the ones to do it. Everyone mostly agrees social networks like Facebook should. Cloudflare is somewhere in the middle. And then he links to the CEO's actual blog post talking about it, quotes the site owner, former site owner, Frederick, talking about wanting it to go down. In fact, Hot Wheels thanks them. Thank you so much, Cloudflare. Finally, this nightmare might have an end. I just want to go back to making my fonts in peace and not have to worry about getting phone calls from CNN, New York Times, every time a mass shooting happens. They could have prevented this and chose not to. And, I'm pretty sure Hot Wheels went on to chastise CodeMonkey as well. Let me see if I can find it. This would be from, right here. So Ron was talking about getting the site back up and migrating to a different service. Hot Wheels follows up with, the front page still says, embrace infamy. Is that funny to you, Ron? Are the constant shootings funny? Why can't you and your dad at least act like you care so that Cloudflare isn't forced to deplatform you at great pains to themselves? Wow. So really going in on him. Really going in on him. I've talked about deplatforming and censorship. This is similar to what happened to the Daily Stormer. Not the exact sequence of events. I mean, they lost their host before they lost their protection from Cloudflare. But what I guess the way to put it is, there's blood in the water now. If for 8chan, there's blood in the water. These people have been able to force a major company to do something they wanted to do. Now, they've moved on to another company who's owned by a company that's based in Seattle, Washington, whose catchphrase is responsible free speech. That makes me nervous as far as DDoS protection goes, because what do you mean responsible free speech? How do you define that? And just based on the geographical location makes me a little worried. But I don't think it's going to end here, at least for 8chan. I think that these people will feel bolstered by their ability to do this, and what we saw, I think it could turn into something that was similar to the Daily Stormer, where it was a group of people get upset and they start contacting everybody, not just DDoS protection, service providers, servers, money exchanges, everything, and try to just push it completely off the internet, to remove it 100%. And this event with Cloudflare, for those blue checkmark sharks that are circling in the waters, that's a little bit of blood that got dripped in there. It's a little success to make all the Besses out there and all the Wongs and the others feel like, maybe we can do this. Maybe we can pressure companies enough to remove them, to just take them down. So I don't know what the future of 8chan is. I mean, I know temporarily they lost this, they're migrating, they say they're going to come back. But, when does it become too much of a hassle? Look at the last 2 months for 8chan. Vice news reporters show up and break into people's houses. You've got multiple shootings bringing a bunch of negative publicity. You've got CEOs of companies now talking about refusing services. From what I understand, 8chan is not a moneymaker, it's a money pit. So, what's the benefit to the owner to keep it going as this continues to escalate? At what point are they going to just pull the plug and be like, it's too much shit to deal with? Or to pull a moot and just be like, I'm going to give it or sell it to somebody else. Fuck it. Let them deal with it. Maybe Hero will end up with 8chan as well. Maybe Hero will be the last one standing. He's taken over 4chan and split it into 4chan and 4channel, and he'll take over 8chan, and maybe he'll do something similar. I don't know. But it's just, the Old West is dying. Your ability to speak the way you want to speak and say stupid shit or even extremist shit is dying. Companies are going to be pressured more and more going forward. I mean, you've seen this on social media sites and just media platforms. And that was expected because they're front-facing businesses. They're used by a majority of people that visit the internet. Of course, YouTube is going to be like that. They're a corporation. But for the back end or middle end or however you want to describe it, but for image boards that aren't really front-facing, they're not meant for soccer moms to come by and talk about their day. For those kind of sites, you would expect there to be more insulation, that they're just they're off the radar enough that they're not going to be fucked with. And it's like one of the last places you can really go to. I'd say there's like 4 or 5 sites like that are really left where you can say kind of whatever you want to say. And, watching this start to happen to 8chan makes me nervous because it makes me think maybe they're going to start fucking with them. Maybe it's 8chan today and they press it more and get them taken down. And then it's Kiwi Farms and Encyclopedia Dramatica. It's 4chan. Everybody's going to have to fly back and buy a membership at something awful to have a chance to talk about what they want. And then next thing you know, Low Text is getting his shit kicked in. Like, where do you go? What's left? Where are you going to go talk about shit? Or share shit? Or discuss shit? You remember when WikiLeaks was releasing their emails and news reporters had the balls to go on television and say, you can't read this. You need to let us read these emails to you. Well, you were able to read those emails because they were able to disseminate them through social media and through these non-front-facing websites. So once that's all under lock and key, once you can't post it on a social media site, once you can't find an image board to talk about it, you're going to have to listen to them. The reporter, the asshole who's arrogantly telling you have to let him tell you about it, that's the only one that's going to be left to tell you about things. It's just clown world. I don't know. It's insane. It's like somebody wrote a script to the most retarded movie, and God looked at it and was like, I'm going to make that real life. I like the way you think, young man. May not be a great, famous author, but I'm going to take that script and I'm going to make it reality. Fuck him. We're rolling with it. Just crazy. Now, This was a bit of a tangent, but as I said, Ralph had a stream. Hot Wheels was on it. I did catch one thing that Hot Wheels said that I don't think is going to do him any favors. You know, he's out there talking about wanting 8chan to get taken down and these fucking extremists. I know he's found religion. He's Christian now, whatever. Wants to move on with his life, fine. But then when they bring up, well, do you browse 8chan anymore? Like, what do you look at? He's like, oh, there's one board I browse, Lefty Pull. What? So you browse Lefty Pull and you want those Nazis shut down. That's in 5 years. In 5 years, we went from Gamergate shitposting, you can't censor me, to Lefty Pull, get rid of the Nazis. What happened in the middle? What happened in the middle, man? There's more to it. This is more than finding Jesus, Hot Wheels. There's something that happened in the middle there. Oh, dude. I know. This is a bit of a scattered stream. I know. You know, I was going to do the DSA stuff too. I was going to start it today, but I just want to focus on this. I want to try to get my thoughts around this. You know, Neil, in the midst of all this too, yeah, weird stuff. Neil deGrasse Tyson, whatever, black science guy. I don't know. It's ballsy. I'll give him that. It's fucking ballsy to tweet this out in the middle of a fucking firestorm like this. Let me pull his tweet up. DeGrasse Tyson. I don't. Did he delete it? Is he backtracked? No, he didn't. This man has some testicles. I know not everybody likes him, but the balls on this motherfucker to tweet this out after 2 mass shootings, when everybody is screaming about white supremacy and how Trump is guilty and MAGA people are guilty and we need to get rid of, like, they want blood, right? They want fucking blood. And out of nowhere, this fedora tipper drops this right in the middle of everything. In the past 48 hours, the USA horrifically lost 34 people to mass shootings. On average, across any 48 hours, we also lose 500 to medical errors, 300 to the flu, 250 to suicide, 200 to car accidents, and 40 to homicide via handgun. Often our emotions respond more to spectacle than to data. Just fucking brass balls on this motherfucker. Look at the ratio on it. 70,000 responses. Oh, I actually, Smash Mouth, you know, hey you're a rock star, whatever the fuck it is. Smash Mouth was in the responses screaming at him. Like, people just lost their shit. Fuck you, Neil. Fuck you. How could you say that? Why are you bringing up all these other deaths? Don't you understand? Oh, Neil's been smoking DeGrasse. Yeah, lots of hot takes in the responses. Definitely a shitstorm. Definitely a shitstorm. I do respect it. I respect the balls on this motherfucker to go out and drop that just for the fun of it. Ban assault doctors. Yeah, you might want to ban them. And he hasn't deleted the tweet. He hasn't removed the tweet. And he hasn't apologized for it. He's just letting it stay. He's just, I'm putting this up. Fuck your emotions. Oh, good stuff. Oh, what was the other thing too? Yeah, I think it was on. Let me find it here. I think Fuentes was talking about it earlier. Yesterday, perhaps. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. This was put up by the Gator Gamer. Gator, our boy Gator, hit that soundboard. Found something interesting on the Dayton shooters Twitter account. You know, well, I was laughing at the fact that he was following Bess Cobb, because why wouldn't you? It's just poetically sweet. Gator found something else that was more interesting. I wasn't really paying attention to it, but I guess he wanted to throw this one out there just to watch a shit show. And this is what he found. He was a big fan of Jared Holt, apparently. Not only did Jared delete the tweet, he also blocked him to force an unfollow and make it appear as he never followed him. Too bad the internet never forgets Jared. So our leftist Antifa Satanist shooter from Dayton, Ohio, the one that was a big fan of Bess Cobb, was also a big fan of Jared Holt, liked to retweet him and follow him. And apparently Jared, trying to be slick about it, decided to block, I guess if you block somebody, it unfollows you, to block him so you wouldn't notice that he was following him. Very subtle about that. And then I think Nick Fuentes followed that up, just shitting on Holt. Why did Jared Holt delete one of his tweets that the Dayton shooter retweeted 3 days ago and then soft block him so the shooter was no longer following him? Isn't Jared supposed to be a journalist? What does he have to hide here? No, and followed up with one other tweet. Remember, both Jared and the Daytona mass shooter have very disturbing ties to the radical hate group Antifa. It seems like the shooter was also targeting people who Jared had reported on previously. Did Jared Holt radicalize the Daytona shooter? Well, yeah, I'm gonna. Well, first off, I think it's Dayton, not Daytona. But
it is.
let me throw this up here to set the mood while we talk about this. Oh, come on, just say it so the joke and I can move through with this. Oh, it's not gonna do it. Oh, fuck you. There we go. The Daytona shooter. Gotta go fast. I like that he called him the Daytona. I'm sorry, I know. It's retarded, but I like that he called him that. Somebody said that Hot Wheels is fighting somebody right now. Is it? Where's that taking place? Let me go find it here. Are you tricking me? You're tricking me. Somebody said, "Oh, it's over on Ralph. Hot Wheels is fighting with somebody." Apparently not. So yeah, it was a shit show with all these shooters. Lots of weird shit going on. It just, for the reaction where they're screaming about them being neo-Nazi white supremacists, right? That was what these people were, ethno-nationalist terrorists. I have a hard time believing that a hardcore neo-Nazi would have a giant fucking Star of David bookshelf in their house. Call me skeptical that the hardcore 1488er is going to have a massive Hebrew bookshelf in the middle of his thing. I find it strange that our friend who went on his killing spree is quoting the fucking Lorax and talking about the environment and using phrases like right side of history and comrade. I find it strange that two different shooters at two different locations both wanted to use an AR-15, both wanted to use hearing protection, and both seem to have this weird connection to certain groups on the internet that might facilitate, I don't know, their ideology, might make them do some weird things. But it didn't matter. The push for gun control, the push for, laying at the feet. And don't get me wrong, I'm not defending either of these fucking retards. Personally, I think you should mock them. This has always been my stance on spree killers and assholes that walk into some fucking public location where people aren't doing shit. They're minding their own fucking business. These are just families out shopping, for fuck's sake. But this sped is going to go gun them down. It's a couple of fucking people at a nightclub. Some fucking asshole's going to go gun them down. I honestly think mocking them and shitting on them and making them a joke is what discourages them. Because I think a lot of these people get this idea that they will be a martyr for whatever retarded cause they have. It doesn't matter what the cause is. They want to be martyred. They want to be the guy you're looking up to. They want to be, they want to be a Breivik. They want somebody to be like, okay, yeah, based Breivik. But they don't want to be the guy that has furry porn on their Twitter account. They don't want to be the guy that shits and pisses his bed because daddy's a licensed therapist and talks to John of God's followers from Brazil. So, I'm all for mocking them and shitting on them. But I think, maybe they jumped the gun a little bit in describing them as ethno-nationalist, terrorist, white supremacist neo-Nazis, because it doesn't seem like either of them are. And in that manifesto, if this is a dude that's going off because he referred to them as migrants, immigrants, and Mexicans, but he didn't use any derogatory terms towards them. If you want me to believe that this is some hateful 1488er, why isn't he screaming spick at them? Wetback, border jumpers. None of those terms are in there. He doesn't mention the Jews. He doesn't mention anything you would expect in that sort of manifesto. Again, that goes to my reasoning for believing that it wasn't real. I thought somebody just wrote it for a laugh, especially the Lorax thing. But fuck me, I guess they're taking it real. It's fucking clown world, folks. It's just, I don't know what to tell you. People are fucking strange, I guess. Jacked as Ripper. E-celebs have always have a redemption moment. From Psycho Dad. Didn't Hot Wheels post the article on a WS site? I don't know. From Lupum Grew, Keck Lords rise up. Now, if it's Tifa rise up, that'll be afraid of. From Lupum again. Will there be a third shooting in the next 3 days? I think they'd be pushing their luck. If this was some weird conspiracy, if the conspiracy theorists, if the Q-tards were right, and this is some Mossad operation, I think pushing their luck with a third shooting, it's just not going to work out well for them. I don't know. I do know that our shooter from El Paso is alive. So we're going to get to see what this idiot's like. And we're going to get to listen to his police interviews. I love these, by the way. Have you ever watched a spree killer or mass shooter, whatever? What was the one who was in the woods and he was talking about how autistic he was? And he talked about like Sonic the Hedgehog? What one was that? Then there was the one that cried in the police interview and like pissed himself and is like sobbing. So I'm looking forward to it because I can't wait to hear the retarded shit that comes out of the motherfucker's mouth. And I swear to God, if he's sitting down with a police officer and they're like, why did you kill all these people? And he brings up the Lorax, that made the year for me. That we'll dedicate a stream just to that police interview. If he's going to talk about the fucking Lorax. What if that's going to be like a defense for him? You have to understand, he came from a very well-off family. In fact, let's take a look at this motherfucker's home. He's talking about, this is why, by the way, I think he wasn't super concerned with having to worry about working or any of that shit. Because his family's house, really nice. Really high-end. Let me see if I can find that picture here. Oh, yeah, and I forgot about that, too. Okay, I've got one other thing here. Oh, God. See, I'm forgetting things. There's so many things going on. I'm forgetting them. All right. One moment, chat. I need fucking technical help. I need to hire Gator myself and just have him run the technical end of shit. That's what I need. So I'm not lost constantly finding things. Where is this motherfucker's house? Now, of course, again, it's Texas. Everybody's got a McMansion down there. You can buy a fucking 18-bedroom house in Texas for like $22.80. But nonetheless, it's a fucking nice-looking house. Just ignore the attached picture. I was speculating as to what the son's room looked like. But there you go. That would be his house on the left. Very nice corner property. Very well manicured lawn. It's got even the fancy sidewalks. And I mean fancy sidewalk, I mean it goes at a diagonal angle connecting the two. Very nice. very good. But this guy, he comes from what seemingly, and if his father's an ex-therapist, yeah, obviously he's going to make money. So a very well-to-do family. So I don't know what the defense is going to be in court, if he's going to go with the eco-terrorism thing, some temporary insanity defense helped by his father, or maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe this motherfucker will try to use the affluenza defense, which has been used successfully before in court. That because his family's because his family is so rich and influential and affluent, he doesn't understand right from wrong. He's been so insulated in a bubble from being rich that he doesn't understand you can't do bad things because there are consequences. Now, granted, the only time I've seen this attempted was in a case about drunk driving and vehicular manslaughter. But maybe he'll go for it. Maybe that'll be the follow-up. I don't I don't know what to tell you. But regardless of what he does, I am looking forward to the retarded shit that will, of course, come from the police interview and come from the court case. And again, I make a lot of jokes. It would suck to have somebody, get killed at a fucking Walmart or a nightclub, obviously. It would suck to be in that situation. Looking at these two people, looking at the information that's out about each of them, I have no idea why either of them did it. Nothing makes sense about either of these shootings. The reporting from the Dayton shooter, the Daytona shooter, was that his sister and her boyfriend were dead. So, I don't, was he upset at his sister and murdered them and then decided to go on a full killing spree and take out a club full of people? I have no clue. So it'll be interesting to see which way it turns. And it'll be interesting to see if Neil deGrasse Tyson decides to just let that one hang. Just fuck it. I'm going to let that one sit out there. Fuck you guys. Too hypersensitive about this shit. It's mass killing. Happens all the time. Man the fuck up, pussies. Oh, I'm sorry, Chad. I'm just getting a little energetic this morning. I just, watching this kind of shit unfold, I know it's morbid to say, but it's the most entertaining shit to me. I have no idea why. They're always goofy fucks. They always are. The stories never make sense. Like, I've never seen one that really impressed me as far as this shit goes. I'm trying to think like somebody that really wowed me with their tactical approach to mass murder. I don't know. Let me pull the chat. I don't know, chat. I've talked a lot. I've talked for about 2 hours now. You tell me. What are your thoughts? I'm just talking to regular chat here. What are your thoughts in regards to this? What do you think was the point? Do you think there's a connection between any of it? Do you think there'll be any effects from it? I mean, are we going to see more censorship? Are sites like 8chan going to get pressured more? Is Cloudflare, which apparently is offering an IPO, are they going to pull support from other sites that are problematic? Is gun control going to become a thing? Where is it going? Often and early. I hear you. I'm waiting for chat to catch up. Ecstasy of Thinking. Rapist Brooke Turner was also left off because of money. Oh yeah, people bringing up Epstein. Yeah, there's been a lot of speculation about, is this some kind of distraction from that? I do know that his court case or the court documents or something is getting unsealed, and a lot of very rich and powerful people are shitting bricks right now because they probably speculate their name's involved in it somewhere. There's some delaying actions, but probably in the next week, we're going to have some really juicy shit about Epstein coming out publicly. As he tries to off himself in his jail cell. Oh, it's so hard being a billionaire that fucks kids. Oh, you don't understand the tragedy that's me, Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, cry me a river, faggot. I hope you get sodomized by Tyrone every day. I'm looking forward to watching you weep as they sentence you to 100 years. Just going. A lot of people saying glow-in-the-dark ops. Our boy Terry knew what was going on. Warned us about this. About them motherfucker. I love the fact that glow-in-the-dark is caught on. Terry Davis is great. And I love the fact that that particular term of his has become a thing. That if you see somebody say glow-in-the-dark or glow-in-the-dark nigger, everybody knows what you're talking about. They immediately understand you're talking about the intel community. I fucking love it. And I'm sure he probably accidentally hit some fucking jogger at midnight. I was wearing a fucking neon vest. But that term is still magnificent. It's the best shit ever. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Crazy stuff. Crazy fucking shit going on. I don't know what way it's going to go. I hope there's not another fucking mass killing, obviously. I hope these retards don't. What's the next one going to be about? You've got an eco-terrorist quoting the Lorax. You've got an Antifa tranny. Who knows what their reason was? I guess they hate Ben Shapiro. That's what I'm going with till I hear something else. So we got an eco-terrorist that loves the Lorax. You got Antifa tranny that hates Ben Shapiro. What's the next one going to be? Is it going to be I'm trying to think. Let's see. What would be the stupidest fucking thing they could come up with? A libertarian vegan that's going to shoot up a buffet. That's what the next one's going to be. Libertarian vegan attacking buffets for the chickens or something. For the cows. Think of the pigs. This is my statement. And they'll tie in immigrants somehow. That's it. Libertarian vegan attacking a buffet. Old country buffet. Libertarian vegan attacking old country buffet. Because the fucking Mexicans eat there. That's going to be the next one. That's what I'm going. What is this? Actually thinking, what is your take on the leaked Boogie messages? What leaked Boogie messages? Again, that's not some. Listen, I liked following Boogie for a while. Just to like the stuff about his ex-wife now was funny. I mean, he repeatedly posts pictures about being comfortable with her sitting on the fucking lap of the biggest black dude you've ever seen, just a ripped motherfucker. And he's like, I'm comfortable with my wife being there. And then he'd get really mad when you taunt him about it. Oh, she's gonna get filled with cock meat, big black bull. You know that stream. And then they get divorced. And I'm sure she's riding that carousel all night long. But aside from that and laughing at shit like that, I haven't really followed Boogie. I don't know what he's up to, what these leaked messages are. In fact, we've talked about some dark shit. Let's see if I can find that. I don't even know if that's a YouTube search they're going to let me make. Oh, holy shit, it's still up. Awesome. All right, let's just for good old time's sake, let's watch this. Somebody brought up Boogie.
You know she's getting. You know.
Okay, calm down, Boogie. Calm down. I want to show the chat the amazing things you're going to tell us. Here we go. Here's Boogie.
You know she's getting filled by some black stud. You know there's some black fucking bull that's just filling her with cock meat, giving her the real fuck she deserves. Some big black bull just filling her with cock meat.
It's the sip that makes it so great. It's the sip that sells that. Just one more time for the newcomers.
You know she's getting filled by some black stud. You know there's some black fucking bull that's just filling her with cock meat, giving her the real fuck she deserves. Some big black bull just filling her with cock meat.
Oh, giving her the real fucking she deserves. Oh, dude. Yeah, sorry, I know I ventured off topic. If somebody wants to send me the leaked Boogie messages, I guess we got a little time. Why not? Take a little break from what we're talking about. I'm sorry. You should send them to my good friend, Mr. Anti-Bully on Twitter. If you've got like a copy of the Immigrant, I guess, or whatever account these happen to be coming from, send it over there, and I guess I'll take a look. We'll see what's so the new dramatic truth about Boogie. What's coming out that is it him upset that his teeth look like chiclets now? Is he saying I've made a terrible mistake? How can I live with my chiclet teeth? Let's see here. Anybody wants to send that, feel free to send it. I hate this new fucking Twitter shit. It's fucking impossible. Are you going to update Twitter? No, you're not even going to update, are you? Fuck you, Twitter. Oh my god, this is fucking nightmarish. Okay, well, maybe if that comes in later. If that comes in later, we'll take a look. For some reason, if I can get this to work, why is it not working? Oh my god, this wonky fucking shithole new... you know what, let's talk about Twitter for a second. Fuck it. Do you know why Twitter is such a goddamn fucking dysfunctional mess? because they hired a team of 3 women to rework this entire fucking thing. And their solution to the UI interface that users on desktop are going to be using is the mobile version of Twitter, where you've got giant old people font on the left-hand side that looks like it got ripped right off a fucking telephone sold exclusively at Walmart for senior citizens. Takes up like 2/3 of the goddamn screen. On the right-hand side, they shove who to follow down your throat. You can't get rid of it. You can't remove it. It's just there. And squeezed in the middle. Just squeezed in the middle. The least important part, apparently, the actual goddamn shit you're trying to read or look at. Brilliant. Lovely. Yeah, people saying just install the old-fashioned good, install good Twitter. No, I'm not going to install good Twitter. I don't trust it. All right, let's see. Did anybody send the Boogie shit? Nobody sent the Boogie shit, so I don't know what to tell you. I guess we're up shit creek, boys. There's no Boogie stuff. What is this? No. This is low-key facts. So many people hate me, but 9 out of 10 girls fuck dogs, according to a Harvard study. Oh, okay. Well, wait. Please tell me this chick is not fucking a dog, because I'll be off D-Live in a second if that's the case. Let's. Oh no, wait. That's still Boogie. Reading the wrong thing. Sorry, folks. This just caught my eye. Let's see what this fine young lady has to say about dog fucking.
Stop acting like the fact that I fuck dogs is a big deal. Literally 9 out of 10 women do it. I'm just the only one brave enough to admit it.
Oh, she's so brave. Oh, don't judge me for fucking... What was it that... Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot his name now. He's the one that would always talk about white chicks fucking dogs. Stop acting like it's a big deal that I fuck my pets. I am brave, bold, and beautiful. And I am here to tell you, I will not be silenced by your violence. I will not be intimidated by you. Holy shit. I don't know. The world is so fucked up, isn't it? It's so fucked up. People are so fucked up. Everything's going to shit. It's hard to keep a positive mental outlook on when that's going on. The election season's gearing up, which means it's going to be even more censorship happy. Of course it is. Of course they're going to come down with the hammer on fucking everybody everywhere. And this is probably what they figure is a great angle to attack certain groups and websites they don't like. That's why they're kind of circling around these shootings. Probably, I mean, it's already starting to work somewhat on 8chan. Who knows? Maybe if they pressure Hero enough, he'll just keep 4channel and he'll get rid of all the big boy boards where you can post naughty things because he wants it to be ad friendly. I don't fucking know. It's just hard to keep the faith. It's hard to believe that tomorrow will be better. That black pill is some heavy shit. You can't just unblack pill yourself. Ecstasy of Thinking. He cried to a fan because of pedo rumors on Reddit. I don't think I've ever heard any pedo rumors about Boogie. I've heard people make fun of him, again, because his wife probably fucked a black dude who's super fit. He should have seen it coming. And I know that people bring up the fact that like he talks about suicide a lot. Like those are the things I hear about Boogie. I've never heard anybody say that Boogie is a pedo or that he's involved in any pedo shit. I need some really heavy receipts for that if you want me to believe Boogie's involved in that shit. I'd find it really hard that he would be as big as he is on YouTube and social media for that many years, and it never came out until now. Unless you're just saying that people were fucking about and trolling him, and he took it seriously. I don't know. Let's see. From Joshua Moon, Twitter now subscribes to Windows 8 School of GUI GUI design. Also, you can manually change your browser's user agent if you don't trust good Twitter. Look it up. It's easy. Well, that I might do with the user agent. I was using the little directory backdoor that they had going on for a while, but they patched that up pretty quick. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. From Xylon, outro song for your relevant... what? Outro song for you relevant to the Whitney, Wisconsin clip. Oh, all right. Okay, I'm starting to lose wind here. I went on the search for this Boogie shit. I'm not finding this Boogie shit. Oh, there we go. All right, thank you. People just posted it. Let's take a look. Boogie leaks. Big Boogie DM leaks. Looks like it was posted on, well, Reddit and on Imgur. So we'll go to Imgur and we'll take a look at what, 8 days ago? All right, let's see what the big fucking deal is here. Let's see what Boogie did. I'm sure it's super tragic. All right, chat. Yeah, all right. So this is Boogie 2988's abusive messages to Eye of Soul. Who the fuck is Eye of Soul? All right, whatever. Okay. So from Boogie, that's how we start this off. Hey man, you said to DM you if I needed to talk, so I am. I know you post about me on Reddit, but I wanted to trust you, so I'm gonna hope you won't share what I'm about to say. Can I trust you? Well, you should already know it's going to end in disaster just based on the fact that it's on Imgur now. You accepted the request. Of course you can trust me. Honesty without compromise. That's my mantra. Oh no. After seeing your Twitter, I can guess you would just call it Manapupski. I don't know what the fuck that is. You seem to think really low of me. Sorry I messaged you. Have a good night. Manipulation, I guess is the word he was going for. Listen, if you genuinely care about opening a dialogue, you'll hear what I have to say. Boogie, why are you talking to some fucking person that uses a phrase like open a dialogue? That should have been a massive red flag. I don't. Sorry. Nothing I could do would, I guess, ever convince you, I fear. You don't need to convince me of anything. That's not your job. So it doesn't matter. You think that stuff about me is true? So I would never change your mind? It's not, for the record. Sorry you think it is. What stuff? I feel like I'm missing a bunch of shit here. I think the stuff about you is true because I've seen it firsthand. Of course, I'm not referring to any of your past actions. All right, I'm going to skip through because this is a lot of shit. I just want to see what we're talking about. You interpret, okay, everything is a threat. Da da da. It is a threat though. It impacts my life. It damages my business. And Boogie, were you drinking when you wrote all this shit? Like what's? I am not a chronic manipulator, though, but believe what you want. Reddit these days, okay? This is a very boring conversation. What exactly in here is supposed to make me go, wow? Okay, message missing. Please don't share this on Reddit, you promised. They respect you and what you say. You can influence them. I guess I'm way out of the loop. Who the fuck is Eye of Soul? And what is this open a dialogue shit? I don't understand what I'm supposed to be wowed by with this. Okay, is this what we're looking at? This is from July 28th, I guess, is a tweet somebody said is relevant to this. No, that's the wrong one. I keep getting linked to the wrong fucking thing here. All right. There we go. All right, let's see what it is. I have struggled with suicidal thoughts daily. I have since I was a child. I had plans to give away all my things and kill myself on my birthday. Thags. Why I made that to be my Francis. Is he, like, what is with all the misspellings? It was decided to me? Okay, I don't know. I'm feeling netter, though, for the record. I'm feeling awfully netter right now. Thanks for the help. I don't know. Is a big thing about Boogie he's drinking? Is that what we're all supposed to be amazed about? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, chat. I think we've had enough fucking about. We talked about our shootings and the interesting coincidences around them. Yeah, I was going to do the DSA thing. I think, yeah, I'm just going to do that on Wednesday. So a bunch of socialists got together and had a big convention. It's like 10 hours of footage. I'll cut it down, and we'll watch our own version of it. But it is about as big a shit show as you can imagine. People arguing about proper pronouns, jazz-handing each other, checking privilege, bitching about white males. And it's funny to watch a bunch of socialists do a giant meetup where the majority of what the socialists are complaining about and the proposals they're putting forward are for more free shit from the party. I watched about 2.5, 3 hours of this shit, and they had multiple speakers go up and keep mentioning they were too poor to pay dues and that they should just be accepted because they really care about the issues. I guess that's like the catch-22 of running a socialist party. is if you need dues to survive, but you're a socialist party and nobody wants to pay you dues because commies don't make money? I guess you're kind of fucked, huh? But that'll be our Wednesday. That'll be our Wednesday. That'll be fun times. And then Friday, maybe we'll finally get back to the shit. I don't know. There's so much fucking shit going on. It's hard to keep track of all this goddamn stuff. People acting crazy in the streets. You got just shenanigans all over the internet. I just, yeah. What are you gonna do? I'm sorry. I'm trying to read through the Boogie stuff. I'm not seeing exactly what's supposed to wow me. Maybe if it's really funny, you can hit me up with it, and I will read more about it. I don't know. Here's the whole thing. Yeah, that's just another copy to the same thing, though. I do appreciate it. Thanks for sending me the immigrant links. But from what I can gather, what I can just glean off the a minute and a half that I read through it, he's talking to somebody named Eye of Soul who wants to open a Anytime I hear somebody say open a dialogue, that's where I click end. that's where I hit back. That's where I say, have a nice day. Open a dialogue is the biggest red flag you can ever see. Open a dialogue should send you running for the hills. You're going to get fucked if you hear somebody say they want to open a dialogue with you. Oh, man. No wonder he's drinking. He opened a dialogue one too many times. Well, that is our Monday stream chat. I had a few other things, but I think I'll save it for Wednesday. So I want to make sure I got it all. Okay, we talked about El Paso, about his father, prank phone call, weird coincidence. We talked about the Dayton shooter, his political leanings, and people he followed and interacted with, potential motivations, I guess. The gun grab. We talked about the 8chan censorship thing, Hot Wheels, and I guess Code Monkey going at it, and Cloudflare's new statement. Again, these are I had a feeling it might go that direction because it's kind of similar to what happened to Anglin and the Stormer. And what do you know? It ended up playing out kind of like that. But we'll have to wait and see for what information they end up releasing on the El Paso guy, Crucis, or however you pronounce it, as well as, is it Benton? Whatever his name is, the Dayton shooter. Well, we'll see and cover it Wednesday when it comes out. But Wednesday is our commie special. I hope you're all excited. It's our special commie special. And I call them special commies because they're very in tuned with being very hip to the cause. So I think it'll be entertaining because it's a fucking clown show with these people. I don't know why they decided to live stream it on YouTube or live stream 4 fucking days of it, but they thought that was a good idea. There's really good highlights. I don't want to spoil a lot of it, but they give like security speeches about right-wing infiltrators and how you need to have ID badges and follow proper protocol so you don't let any right-wing trolls in because they actually were upset. They're like, right-wingers like to come and infiltrate because they want to make fun of us. So we have to implement security features so we don't get laughed at. Like that's the direction they're coming from with this shit. So good stuff. So we'll take a look at that Wednesday. Hopefully get to the sovereign citizenship stuff on Friday with the very end of the Gale stuff. And then we should be caught up. Unless there's another goddamn mass shooter. Unless somebody else goes fucking crazy. More bizarre shit happens. Somebody gets fucking shut down. I don't know. I don't know what way it's going to go. Every time you make plans, it gets pushed off. We've still got Nigerian scammers to talk about. And that shit's like 8 months old. It just got lost in the ether as stuff got pushed back. But yeah, I think that's where we'll call it for the day. I'll look into the Boogie thing a little bit more, see if I can find, I guess, what's going on with him. Not really seeing anything right now, but maybe I don't have the full story. Maybe there's some funny shit buried deep down, and I'm glancing over it. And if I just saw that, it would make sense. Who knows? Oh yeah, what do we want to end this with? What are we going to end this with? Let me see here. What would be a good song to start your day with? I want something. Every time I play music, you all fucking hate it for different reasons. So I should start picking really bad music so I don't have to deal with your shit. Oh, you know what? Here we go. This is the perfect outro song. All right. Oh, is it going to play? Oh, there we go. All right, chat. Enjoy your day. Have a good day. I will see you all Wednesday when we follow up with the socialist meeting. Maybe get into a little Gale stuff. Maybe even start the sovereign stuff. Depends on how long the stream goes. Any updates on this shit, and I will follow it up, obviously. Hope you have a good day. Oh, I forgot I changed this because of Matt. Let me just fix that. Whoop. There we are. Yeah, I forgot about Mr. Jarbo and his Blu-ray theater, or whatever the fuck it was called. Okay, there we are. All right, chat. I will see you all on Wednesday. Oh, nope, that's not my song. God, I fucked it up. Fucked it up. There we go.
Morning told that the main force had been slain. Chance for peace and justice gone, and the talks have been in vain. The prince has been abducted and he